Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ya Rabbi lakal hamdu kama yambawi li jalali wajhika wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma rabbana lakal hamdu bima khalaqtana wa razaqtana wa hadaitana wa farrajta anna. Allahumma lakal hamdu bil iman wa lakal hamdu bil islam wa lakal hamdu bil Quran. Amma ba'd. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وعملا متقبلا ورزقا طيبا آمين يا رب العالمين. So, inshallah, lesson 2 we are going to have today, and it is going to be the continuation of the same lesson we did last class. Just we are going to build on more what is ism and how we can recognize the ism. So let's start. Let's review a little bit before our class. How many kinds of words in Arabic? Who can say?
Three kinds of words in Arabic, and they are ism, fail, and harf.
Very good. So there are three kinds of words in Arabic. One is ism, second is fail, third one is called harf. And what is an ism? Who can give me the definition of ism?
Name of a person, place, thing, idea, adjective, adverbs.
And more. Very good. So basically ism is a name of a person, place, idea, adjective, and more. And in English, how it is different than English?
In English, it's only person, place, and thing.
Exactly. So in English, ism is only person and place. But in Arabic, there is more. So in Arabic, we're going to say that ism is a name of a person, place, thing, idea, adjective, and more. In English, we have only name, thing, and person. That's all, right? So that means ism is more than a noun in Arabic. So what is fail?
Fail is something stuck in time. It has past, present, and
Future tense.
Yeah. So fail is something that is stuck in time. It has time. But how it is different than our Arabic fail? Are they equivalent or they are different?
No, they are different.
They're different.
How they are different?
Adjective, adverbs, and everything.
No,
No,
I'm just talking about fail. I'm not talking
Fail.
about ism right now. Adverb is gonna go in the category of ism in Arabic.
Fail defined only the future. One is like present and future is same, and past is different.
Yeah, present and future.
Arabic
No.
is mostly is past, stuck in past. No, not in past and present. And future is included in present.
There is
It's
something
not like
or I told last class. Yes, Nasra, you wanna say it?
In Arabic, we have also the verb and also include the door is inside the
Perfect.
verb.
So the difference is that in Arabic, when we say any verb, any fail, it has a doer in it already. So it's a complete sentence. So this is how it is different than the verb in English. But we do not have any choice. We have short of words. That's why we are calling them a verb, but fail is not a verb. If we see like it is broader. So when we say any fail in Arabic, it has a doer inside and it has action and it has time. So three things. In like in English, it might have time and it might have action, or must have action, right? But it doesn't have any doer in it. But in Arabic, when we say nasara means he helped. So the he is already in there. Okay, so that's the difference we need to know. Then the third one is harf. What is harf? What is the example of harf?
हर जो है वो उसके अंदर जो है वो बताते खुद अगर अकेला हो तो फिर उसकी कोई मायने नहीं होती जब तक वो किसी दूसरे वर्ड के साथ मिलकर जो है वो उसकी एक फ्रेगमेंट बना लेता है.
Exactly. Is everyone okay online? Because it's so quiet over there. You guys are able to hear me? Someone can shout out, please. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing.
We can hear you, alhamdulillah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So now harf is like, it is not going to give us any meaning. For example, if I say at or in, it's not gonna make sense unless I say in the room, or I say at the airport, or I say in the market, in the masjid, right? So in needs something to give a little meaning. So that's why harf is not going to make sense unless something comes with it. So that is going to be the definition of harf. Now, how many properties of ism we learned last class? Quickly.
4.
Okay, what are they?
Status, number, gender, type.
Okay, I wanna hear someone else other than Sarish. So there are 4 properties: status, number, gender, and type. Okay, and what we are not going to talk about number, we are not going to talk about gender, we are not going to talk about type yet. We are just focusing on our status. Okay, and what does status tells us?
Status is all status.
Yeah, status tells us that what role and
A
ism is
word
playing.
is doing in the sentence.
Yes, exactly. So status tells us that what role an ism is playing in the sentence. Okay, so this is the job of the status. Okay, how many different forms of status we learned in last class?
There are 3.
Okay, can you tell me please?
Rafa, Nasb, and Jar.
Okay, if I say Rafa, something is Rafa, how we are going to recognize that this is Rafa?
It is the doer, is the subject, doer of the act.
Exactly, and what sound is associated with it? What sound you need to hear to decide that this is Rafa?
Un.
Un sound or
Un.
u sound? Okay,
Un.
so two fatha, two dhamma or one dhamma. So dhammatan or one dhamma is going to let us know that this ism is Rafa. It is the doer or it is the main subject of the sentence. Clear? Then if I, for nasab, what sound do I need to hear?
Un or
Un. U or un.
Un? Un we
or
just said. Un is for Rafa.
Un
Oh,
or
sorry. And sorry.
An
Sorry.
and a.
And sorry.
Okay, an and a. So fathatain, 2 fathas or 1 fatha. That is going to be our nasab. Our, like it is going to be, and what is nasab going to tell us? What role it is playing?
E or in.
the detail of
An
the
or
act.
e,
Object.
and it is going to tell us detail, right? So it is giving us extra detail about the sentence, about the action, or about the subject. And now what is jar?
It's
E
a
or
word
E.
after of.
After off,
Possessive.
okay, it's gonna show us belonging, possession. Someone is possessing something, right? Like we say Baitullahi, so the house belongs to Allah, right? That's why we say Baitullahi. So the word Allah is jar in status, right? It is giving e sound. Makes sense, right? So alhamdulillah, that was our revision. So let's go now. Move on. How to recognize doer or Rafa in a sentence. So Rafa, first of all, when I say Rafa, it means we are talking about who? Doer or the subject of the sentence. Now, how we can recognize a doer? So first of all, you are going to read a sentence. You are going to identify the action, what is action, or what is the subject of the sentence, because not every sentence is going to have an action. Sometimes that there is going to be a ism, right? Soon we are going to learn that there are two different kinds of sentences, jumla ismiya and jumla fe'liya. So jumla ismiya means when the sentence is starting with ism, and jumla fe'liya is when sentence has fail in it. So not every time you're going to see an action in a sentence. Sometimes, if, for example, if I say he is a Muslim, now there is no action in it, right? But he is basically the subject of the sentence. We are talking about someone that he is a Muslim, right? So this he is the main subject of the sentence. And so that is supposed to be Rafa in status. Does that make sense? So how we are going to identify a Rafa or a doer or a subject of the sentence? We need to ask ourselves, what is the action first of all? So what is the action, or who is the subject of the sentence? Then when I get the answer, who is doing the action? Now this who is doing the action is basically that is going to be my doer or Rafa, right? For example, if I say kharaja hamidun, right? Now the translation is Hamid left. Now I need to ask, okay, who left? Hamid, right? So that means Hamid is the doer. So Hamid should be what status? Rafa status. And what sound? So that's why I cannot say Hamidan, right? I should be saying kharaja Hamidun. Hamid left. So this un sound is telling me that Hamid is the doer of the action. In the second example, I say Nasara Abidun, right? So Abid helped. Now Abidun is telling me that Abid is the doer of the action, right? So that is our Rafa. And what was the action? Action was helping someone. In the third example, I say Zahaba Khalidun. So meaning he left, Khalid left, someone left. So Zahaba is the action. And who did this action? Khalidun. Khalid did it, right? So that's why Khalidun is Rafa in status. And sometimes we know that, as I said, that it can be the subject of the sentence. So for example, when I say Allahu la ilaha illahu, right? So now there is no action in it, but we know that this sentence is talking about Allah, right? So that's why we say Allahu. So this is the main subject of the sentence. So that's why it is Rafa. So Allahu la ilaha illahu. So the word Allah is the main subject over here. Is it making sense to everyone? Alhamdulillah. Now, number 2. So status number 2 would be nasab or mansub. So first one, everyone need to say what was the first one? Rafa, right? And Rafa means doer. So Rafa or marfu. These two words we need to remember. Rafa or marfu. Everyone say 3 times. Rafa, marfu, or marfu. Rafa or marfu. So, and then we have nasab or mansub. Nasab or mansub. So this is basically going to be the object or the detail of the action. Object or the detail of the action. How we are going to figure it out? for Rafa, we said we need to just find out what is the action and who did the action, and that this who would be the main subject, would be the doer, or it could be the like if it is Jumla Ismiya, then we need to see, okay, who is this sentence talking about, and that person is that person or thing, whatever it is, can be our main subject, and that can be the doer. Oh, sorry, the Rafa or Marfu in status. Now detail is any additional information about the action or about the person. If it is Jumla Ismiya, if it is talking about someone, it is referring to someone, then this extra detail, for example, I say he is a Muslim. Now we know that this sentence is talking about he, right? So this he is the Rafa version. Now more detail about this person is coming, and what is it is that he is a Muslim, right? So this Muslim is basically the detail. Or in action, when we have some Jumla failure, when we have action in there, then in our previous no, previous sentence doesn't have any action in detail. So any extra information about the action would be the detail, and that should be nasab in status, and we are going to see in the next example. So everything else in the sentence is a detail when we find action and the doer. So after the action and the doer, rest is everything is the detail, and that should be nasab in status. So look at the example now. When I say Ali ate chocolate at home yesterday happily because he was hungry. Now a lot of details over here. First of all, we need to figure it out. What is the action? What is the action? Eating. Eating is the action over here. And who did that act? Ali did. So what status should be Ali? Rafa. Okay, so that should be Ali Yun, right? And now, what did he eat? Chocolate. So what? We are getting the answer of what? Where did he eat it? At home. So this is the answer of where. And when did he eat it? Yesterday. How did he eat it? Happily. Why did he eat it? Because he was hungry. So rest all these W's we can remember with 5 W's. So what, where, when, how, why, right? This is all detail. So that should be nasab in status. Oh, every investigation part. Yes. That would be the detail. Okay. So Ali over here is the doer, 8 is the action, and the rest all the detail. So that would be nasab in status. Okay. Moving on. Is everyone clear, Rafa and nasab?
Yes.
Status? Alhamdulillah. Okay. So now moving on, we are on our third status, which is jar majroor fragment. Oh, sorry, which is jar majroor we are going to call. And jar majroor, as we said, what sound it can refer to? In or e sound. Okay, kitabin or kitabi, right? So that is going to refer jar majroor. And this jar majroor, as we said that one thing is it can show the belonging. This is one part of it. Okay. So because this is easier to understand, that's why we are referring towards it. Otherwise, soon we are going to like learn more about what is jar majroor. Okay. So for right now, we're gonna just think jar majroor. It is kind of going to show us possession. The examples are when I say Rasulullahi, right? So the word Allah, what status is the word Allah over here?
Jar.
It is jar in status, right? Because Allah, the word Allah over here is showing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possess something, someone. Rasul is not going to be. Rasul can be any status. The one who is possessing something, the one who has the belonging, should be jar in status. So Allah is belong not Allah is the possessor of Rasul over here, right? So that's why the word Allah is going to be jar in status. And this the word Rasul can be any status, depend what is before it. Okay, so we are not going to go in that detail because we are not ready for it, but the word Rasul could be Rafa, word Rasul can be Nasab over here, or even the word Rasul can be Jar. Depend what is before it. Okay, so we're not gonna go in detail, we are not ready for that, but we are focusing on the word Allah over here because we are seeing that what is Jar. So the word Allah is jar over here, and never say the Allah is jar over here. Okay, I do not want to hear that. Okay, out of respect, what we are going to say that the word Allah is jar in status. The word Allah is jar in status, not Allah, Nauzubillah, jar in status. Okay, so we need to keep that in our mind. Next one is Baitullahi. Now again, this Bait belongs to who? Allah, house of Allah. So that's why the Allah word is jar in status. Then Kitabullahi. So the book belongs to who? Allah. So that's why the word Allah is jar in status. Kitabullahi. Everyone is clear on that? Okay.
Yes.
And now when we translate, we say the Rasul of Allah, or house of Allah, or Kitab of Allah, right? So the word of is coming in between these two isms, right? And that's why we call them after of this jar. Another name we can give it that this is after of. Okay, but one thing we need to remember that sometimes it is not going to show the word of. For example, if I say my house, right? When I say my house, it doesn't have the word of in between, but we can think that way, that I can say house of mine, right? So house of mine. So basically all these my, his, her, their, all these words, all these what is they are called they are pronoun, right? In Arabic we call them pronouns. So they are pronouns, and they are going to show some kind of belonging. So that's why they are going to be jar in status. And then
Rafa comes in Rafa.
The pronouns are two different kinds. Pronouns are two different kinds. We will learn later. So some of them, one kind is called, yes, they are always Rafa, but the other kind, they can be either Nasab or Jar. So in this, that's why this my is going to be Jar, right? So when I say Rabbi, what does Rabbi mean? My. So this my, how do I write Rabbi? You guys are able to see the screen, right? When I yeah. Okay, so Rabbi, this is how we are going to write Rabbi. So this basically this ya is my, and this is a pronoun, and that is going to be jar in status. So this ya is basically jar in status.
But we didn't put in or e here. Like we didn't put the status.
But what did I say? Possession. My Rab, Rabbi, my Rab. Okay, so it's a possession. So that's why this my is basically jar in status. Okay, another example, Imamu fil masjidi. Okay, another way that some ism can be jar in status is that there are certain words like soon we are going to learn about them. Ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. So there are some certain words or letter or whatever you're gonna call them. When they come, they make next ism always jar. That's why imamu fil masjidi. After fi, you will never see al masjidu or mal masjida or always al masjidi. And that's why we have in bismillahi. Why ismi? Because of this ba, bismillahi, in the name of Allah, right? So this ba is basically harfu jar, and that is making this ism jar in status. That's why we cannot say bismu or bisma, never ever, right? Always bismi. Why it is happening? Because ba is there. Ba is making it jar. So subhanallah, this is beautiful, right? We say bismillahir rahmanir rahim, but we don't know why it is ismi, why not isma or ismu. So now we know today. Subhanallah. Okay. Now let's practice. When I say a teacher entered the classroom, so what is the action?
Enter.
Entered is an action. And who did that action?
A
Teacher. So teacher should be a Rafa in status, right? He
Mhm.
is the doer. Okay. Our teacher entered the classroom. So where did he enter? In the classroom, right? So now we are getting the answer of where. So this is basically our detail. So that should be nasab in status. Okay, next one. The teacher students woke up suddenly. Now, what is the action? Woke up. And who did that action?
Teacher.
Teacher did it or student did it?
A
Who did
student.
it?
Yeah,
Someone is saying teacher.
student.
No, teacher didn't do it, right? Student did it. So that means student should be what status? Rafa.
Yeah.
Okay. And who the student belongs to? Teacher. So that means teacher should be what status?
Jar.
No.
Jar.
Belonging. Jar. Yeah, jar. So the teacher should be jar in status because the student belongs to this teacher. And suddenly
Nasr.
is telling us how that happened, right? So basically that is the detail. That should be nasab. Is everyone clear?
Yeah.
So woke up will be
Action.
action. So it will be nasab.
Action doesn't have any status.
Action will be
Ism. Only ism has all these three status, okay? So harf doesn't have it and fail doesn't have it.
ये जो woke up है ये क्या यानी fail तो है
Hmm?
लेकिन डिटेल में आएगा ना
No, it's action. How?
एक्शन तो है एक्शन किस में आएगा एक तो एक नसब
Rafa nasab
Fail does not have status.
स्टेटस तो नहीं है
हाँ?
लेकिन सेंटेंस में
So jumla failure, that would be jumla failure. And then we're gonna have, okay, woke up. And in Arabic, when we're gonna translate, there is going to be a doer and action in it, right? So fail file gonna be there. And then after fail file, what else do we need? We need mafulun bihi. That is separate discussion.
अगर इस तरह की सेंटेंस हो तो उसमें जो है अब जैसे अब तुम जुमला इसमें सीख रहे हैं इसमें जो वेकअप जो है ये तीन चीजें सीख रहे हैं हम एक होता है रफा
We are not gonna talk about that because this is fail. So this is fail, and then the whatever we have in the sentence is regarding either the fail or about the doer. So that is all detail. Keep it simple.
के बारे में कुछ नहीं बात करना
No, we are not talking about fail yet. No. Okay, so now let's see that more example. My teacher drinks chocolate milk regularly. Now, what is the action?
Drink.
Drinks. Who did that?
My teacher.
teacher. So, my teacher. So, what should be the status of the teacher?
Jar.
That teacher is going to be jar or my going to be jar?
My
Teacher of mine, right? So, teacher
Teacher
should
of
be what
mine.
status? Who did the action?
my
Teacher did. So, that should be Rafa.
the
That,
teacher
that
of
is
me.
technical. That is technical. But this is how it should be.
इसको हम इससे डिटेल कर सकते हैं कि अरबिक में जो है जो डुअर होता है वो लास्ट में नहीं लास्ट में आता है थी
No. That is not the case. Okay. So
Assalamualaikum.
no, just
It's
keep it
teacher of
simple. Okay.
me.
The
Can you
action is-
please show the last screen just once quickly? The student teacher one, see the teacher's student. So they're teachers student. They are students of teacher. So
Hmm.
the teacher is jar.
Yes,
Okay.
because the student belongs to teacher, right? So the teacher status is going to be jar, and the students are doer.
Okay.
Okay. The rest is detail.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, now in this example, my teacher drinks chocolate milk regularly. Now, drink is the action. Who did that? Teacher did it, right? So, teacher is Rafa. And this teacher who belongs to me. So, me would be the jar over here. Okay. And what did teacher drink? So, this is
Chocolate milk.
detail. And
Yeah.
how regularly he's doing it. So this is again detail, right? Making sense?
Yes.
Next one, he does not like vegetables or fruit. So now, basically we are talking about him, right? So this is the main subject. So that is, he is going to be Rafa over here. And what about him? He doesn't like what? Vegetables or fruit. So this is further detail, right? Then in the next sentence, he buys his chocolate milk happily. Now again, he is the main subject, and now buy is the action, right? He buys what?
His
His chocolate milk. So chocolate, now he's going to be what status? Jar.
Jar.
And chocolate milk is basically going to be the detail. So that is nasab, right? And then happily is going to
Nasab.
be again nasab, because it is further explaining how. Next one, my teacher also like yummy shawarmas. So the same thing we already did. The teacher is Rafa over here, right? And my is jar. And what about him? He likes yummy shawarmas, right? So this is basically detail. Next one, his students also like shawarmas. Now, what should be the status of students? Rafa,
Rafa.
because now we are talking about students. And his is going to be
Jar.
jar, because it is showing belonging. And then what did they like? Shawarma. So this is detail.
Yeah.
Nasib.
Next one, he buys shawarma for his class sometimes. Again, he is the main subject. Buys is the action. Buys what? Shawarma. So this is basically the detail.
Yeah, Nasab.
Nasab. And then for his class,
His jar.
so class is going to be what? Nasab.
Jar.
By Rafa.
Nasab.
Detail, na? So it's a detail. Okay, and his is going to be jar, because it's showing belonging. And then sometimes is basically
Nasab.
the detail. Yeah, nasab. Yes. Next one. My teacher patiently explain hard concepts. So again, teacher, what status should be the teacher?
Rafa.
Rafa. Mine is jar.
Mine's jar.
Patiently is detail.
Nasab.
Nasab. Explain is basically the action. And hard concept
Hard
again.
Nasab.
Nasab. Detail. Making sense?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So now let's do, I put some ayat from Surat Munafiqun. So we are going to just look where we can find our different kind of status. So what word is Rafa, Nasab and Jar over here, okay? So that inshallah going to help you guys to open Quran Pak, and then you are going to do the same thing during the week. Okay, so when I say we are not ready for each and everything, right? So that's why you see that I have underlined words. So we are going to just analyze those who are words that are underlined. So إذا جاءك المنافقون, I'm gonna just translate that when munafiq will come to you, talking to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking. Qalu, they would say what? Nashhadu, we testify, innaka la rasulullahi. So la rasulullahi, we can do it, right? So the word rasul, what do you guys think? What status it is?
Rafa.
Very good. This is Rafa. The word rasul is Rafa over here. Why and how?
Because of Dhamma.
Because it has Dhamma on it. And the word Rasulullahi, what status is the word Allah over here? Jar. Because Rasul belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? That is for emphasis. No, that is for emphasis. If it was harfu jar, then it should be li, not la. Okay, then we have Wallahu. Wallahu. What status is the word Allah here?
Rafa.
Rafa. Because the sentence is talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah, ya'lamu, he knows what? Innaka la rasuluhu. So la rasuluhu again. So rasulu is Rafa. And what is this who? How are we gonna translate rasuluhu? Is Rasul. So even though this rasuluhu is not showing us, right? But we know this is belonging. So this, yeah, so this who basically, which is pronoun and it means his. So this is jar in status.
So la rasuluhu, because of who, this is going to be jar instead of Rafa.
Just the word who is jar in status. Only I'm talking about who. The word Rasul is Rafa because we can see the ma over there, right? Yeah. So the word Rasul is Rafa over there. I'm talking about the word, the pronoun who over here. Rasulu who mean his Rasul. So the if I ask you what is the status of this his, your answer should be this is jar because it is showing belonging. Next one, Wallahu and Allah again. This is Rafa because Allahu, right? Wallahu yashadu. And even though yashadu, you see u over here, but this is fail. This is fail. So we are not going to look at it. That's why I'm just having the words that ism, that are ism, that we can do it, okay? So next one is ittakhazu. So they took what? Aymanahum. So this is interesting. Aymanahum mean their oath. No, this is not iman. Ayman. So what does Iman mean? Oath. This surah is talking about munafiqeen, right? So they used to do a lot of qasams. Allah की कसमें खाया करते थे कि नहीं हम तो जो है ना वो बड़े मोमिनीन हैं, believers हैं, right? So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring over here. Aymanahum, their oath.
Aymana, agar hota imana, right?
Yeah.
Then aymana, is this any balagha?
No. Ayman is different word and iman is different word. Yeah. So aymanahum, their oath. Okay. And then Junnatan. What is the status of Junnatan? So Aymana is Nasab, because I can see Aymana. This is Fatha over there. And what could be the status of whom? Now you tell me.
Jar.
Jar, because we are saying their oath. Don't say Iman, their oath. Their kasme, unki kasme. Okay. So Aymanahum, their oath. So that's why this whom we are going to call them jar. They are jar in status. Now Junnatan is very obvious, two fathas over there. So this is nasab. Okay. So what takhazu mean they took their oath. They took their oath as what? As a shield, like to hide themselves, hide their iman, hide their whatever heart condition they have. So their heart, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said they have a disease in it, disease of munafiqat. So they were hiding this disease of munafiqat through what? By giving qasams, by taking oath. No, we are true believers, right? So this is basically what it is. So Junnatan is detail over here. Fasaddu, so they stopped themselves and others. So this is very interesting word saddu, and this is fail. We are not going to look at it. An sabilillahi. So this basically remember I said that there are certain words that can make next is some jar. So this is basically what it is happening. So an is the word that is making this sabili. Okay, so what status is sabili?
Jar.
Jar. So this is jar because I see E sound. And then the word Allah, He. What status, Saima? Jar. Okay, so both are jar. And there is another relation we can see. Sabilillahi, path of Allah. Right? So jar, yeah. So this is already showing some possession, some belonging. Now, innahum sa'a ma kanu ya'malun. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying how terrible it is what they used to do. Like what they are doing, taking false oath and showing that they are true believers while Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala know everything, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying how terrible they are doing. They used to do. Now next, ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ آمَنُوا ثُمَّ كَفَرُوا Fatubiya ala kulubihim fahum la yafqahun. Very scary ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving reasoning over here that he put seal on their hearts. Their hearts are sealed. They are not going to have iman anymore. And what is the reason? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Biyannahum amanu, they were believer once. When they just accepted Islam, they were believers. There wasn't any like false intention in their hearts. But when jihad come and when hardships comes, then they were kind of reluctant. So summa kafaru.
Remember when we were talking about during Uhud?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because of you, they died.
Yeah.
Musa died.
Exactly. Yeah. So summa kafaru, and this kafaru is not like someone says, "Oh, I'm atheist." This kafaru still, munafiqat is very scary. Like hypocrisy is very scary, and it is not disbeliever does not have hypocrisy. Disbelievers are one side. They don't disbelieve. Hypocrisy can be found in Muslims, in believers. That is the scary part. every Muslim, I should say, can be, or they, like if Hazrat Umar Razila Ta'ala anhu was like worried about the munafiqat, so how we can say that we are safe from it, right? So basically they this kafir over here, when we see any command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we are reluctant to do it, and we are putting other people, other pressures up and Allah's commands down, this is also a hypocrisy. This is also a sign of hypocrisy.
Because you're hiding the truth.
Exactly.
You're hiding.
So summa kafaru, so they disbelieved. Fatubiya, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the seal was put. Allah is again the word that is going to make next is some jar, so that's why we see kulubi. Okay, so what status is kulubi? Jar. And then kulubi him. What is the translation? Kulubi him? Their hearts. So possession, right? So this him is jar. Kulubi is jar, and even the him is jar. Because they are fail. So we are looking just the ism. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Fatubi ala kulubihim. So the seal is put on their hearts. Fahum la yafqahun, and they are not going to understand. They do not have fiqh. They do not have deeper knowledge of Islam or Iman or whatever, deen. So may Allah does not make us among them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among who rush to learn the knowledge of deen. Because we can fall into hypocrisy if we do not have knowledge of deen, right?
It happened because the people who were not believing, who were kafir, were telling them, you are going to die because you are going there. He will.
But so there was deficiency in their iman. If they have strong iman, they know, even though I die, I'm going to be in Jannah, better place, right? So they are not going to be scared of, like worried about death. So this is basically deficiency of iman then, right? Yeah. Okay, next. وَإِذَا رَأَيْتَهُمْ تُعْجِبُكَ أَجْسَامُهُمْ. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that whenever you see their physique, so ajsamuhum. So ajsamu, what is the status of ajsamu?
No, it should be.
No, ajsamu. Ajsamu, I'm talking about. Rafa.
But who makes it?
Whom is not making that ajsamu any different. Ajsamu is Rafa. And then whom has its own status, which is jar, because we are saying their physique, their bodies, because they were very strong and even physically they were very strong and they were elite class basically, right? So have powers and they have authority and they have finance, right? So that can impress. These are the things that can impress us. When we see someone is very strong, tall, beautiful, have finance, and they have authority, what else do we need to get impressed from someone?
Here it shows belonging. It shows belonging. That belongs to that their bodies. Or
so whom is there? Whom is going to be jar? Ajsamu can be any status, right? And over here at Samu, this oo sound is telling this is Rafa. Okay, we did that already. Rasulullahi, right? Rasulullahi, even though the word Allah is jar over here, it is not doing anything to the word Rasul. Rasul has its own status, which is Rafa over there. What?
जिस तरह है कि उसमें इत्तखज़ु अयमानहुम जो है, अयमानहुम जो है उसमें ज़बर आया हुआ है, नसब है, और इसमें जो है अजसामुहुम, अयमानहुम उनसे वो लिया अजसामुहुम, तो उसमें ज़बर आया है और इसमें पेश आया है, यानी वो नसब में है और ये रफा में क्यों है?
Okay, that is for the later detail. We're not gonna go in that detail. But right now, we are just focusing on Rafa, Nasab, and Jar. Okay, so we are just focusing what is Rafa, what is Nasab, and what is Jar. That's all. So do not think, okay, what's going on over there, because we are not ready for that yet. If I go in that detail, that's gonna mess up. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, the only reason why I'm confused is a possession of their bodies. So
okay, when I say Baitullahi, we did that. So is Baitu is Jar?
No.
What status is Baitu?
Rafa.
Is the word Allah Jar?
Yes.
So the word Allah is not doing anything to Baitu. Because they are two isms. Every ism gonna have their own status. So Baitu has its own status, which is Rafa, and the word Allah has its own status, which is Jar.
So Baitu is the house, like this. Isam is the body.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the name.
Yeah, Atsamuhum, their bodies. So there is because it is going possession, it can be Jar, but Atsamu can be even Rafa. It can be even Nasab, or it can be even Jar. We see that example, An Sabilillahi. Did you not see that example? An, after An, I said that Sabili is Jar, right? And then the word Allah is also a Jar, right? The path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Because they are two different ism, and one ism is not going to affect other ism because it was Jar, right? So that keep that in mind. Every ism is going to have their own status. So atsamuhum wa in yaqulu tasma li qawlihim. Now li come, right? This is harfu jar, and that makes the word qawli jar. As I said that there are certain words, certain letters, they can do that, right? So over here, this qawli is jar because this li is affecting on it. So now qawli is jar. What about him? Him is jar as well. Li qawli him. Yeah, all jar. So their statements. In yaqulu tasma li qawlihim, when you hear their statement, because they were very eloquent in speaking, right? So Prophet ﷺ, when they speak, Prophet ﷺ get impressed. Wow. Because that's why they were taking oath and they were talking like big about them and about Islam and about even about Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, right? They used to say big words, but they don't mean it. Yeah. So li qawlihim, their statements, ka'annahum khushubum musannada. Very scary. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying they are like hollow, you know, if you ever see a log and you know this demak or what is that called, some bug, right? So inside it is all done and outside it will look like it's intact. So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. Yeah, yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying inside they are koklas. Nothing in there, no iman, no iman. Yeah. So no iman in there. Kannahum khushubun sannada. So khushubun. What status is khushubun?
Rafa.
Rafa, because I hear un sound. Musannadatun.
Rafa.
Again, Rafa. Okay. Fahzarhum qatalahumullahu anna yufakun. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning Prophet Muhammad that you need to be aware of them because they can be very dangerous to Islam and to Prophet because they used to conspire against Islam and against Prophet Muhammad, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving heads up to Prophet that you need to be aware of them. Qatalahumullahu, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is cursing on them. That anna yufakun, how they are kind of fabricating things. Okay, so the word Allah, what status is the word Allah here? Rafa over here, because this is the main subject over here. So inshallah, that was enough practice. Now I'm gonna leave on you guys. The rest you are going to do the same thing. Only the words that I have underlined, you are going to try and give it what status they are. And then if you guys have any problem, you can ask in the group, or in the study session, you guys can work on it.
From where are we supposed to start?
Sorry?
From where are we supposed to start doing?
Yes, you can start from the beginning. That can be a review for you. And then if you think that you got 100%, then maybe you can move from there. Okay. And now what is going to be your homework? Homework is you are going to give these answers. What does Rafa stand for, and what kind of question should we ask to find it? What sound is associated with Rafa status? How can we find nasab status? What sound is associated with nasab status, and what does it refer to in a sentence? And what sound is associated with the jar status, and what does it refers to? So easy questions, you are going to answer them. And the same practice that we did with Surat Munafiqun, this is Surat Fatiha. Alhamdulillah, very easy, everyone knows it. So you guys are going to work on that. So you're gonna say, what is the status of Alhamdu? What is the status of the word Allah over here? Okay, so what is the status of Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Maliki, Yaumi, Ad-Dini, right? So you guys are going to figure it out what status they are in. And then again, a fun activity. So we last class we were talking about that how we can recognize any sum when we do not have enough vocabulary. So easy way out is that if you see ta marbuta at the end of any ism, then this is an ism. If you see al, this is an ism. Or if you see tanween, and when I say tanween, it could be two dhammas, two fathas, and two kasras, right? So these are the signs of an ism. So qalamun, you're gonna say, okay, is that ism or something else? So this is an ism, right? So you're gonna put ism. Kharaja, if I say kharaja, mean he left. Okay, so you guys need to have a little vocabulary for that. I forgot to write the meanings here. So kharaja mean he left. And then fi mean in. Kalimatun mean words. Okay, and alhamdu mean praise and gratitude. We should know that word. Baitun, we should know mudarrisun mean teacher. Ala mean on or upon. Muslimin mean Muslim. Nasara mean he helped. So this is a fail. He helped. And then tabibun. What does tabibun mean? Doctor. Muslimatun is Muslim lady. Al baytu mean house. Waladan mean a child. Then al waladu, same thing. Najmun, star. Mudarrisatun, so this is teacher. So mudarrisun, and then no, it's not madrasa, it is mudarrisatun. Okay, so this haraka are different, right? So that is making it different. So mudarrisatun mean the female teacher. Kitab, al kitabu, the book. Kazaba mean he lied. So this is fail. And talibatun means a student. Mudarrisatun, female teacher. When we see ta marbuta at the end, this is referring to a female. Okay, so Muslimun is a male man, and when I say Muslimatun, that is female. Okay. And this is how we have many name in Urdu. Abid, Abida, and Khalid, Khalida, right? So this is all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so again, this is some extra practice. So you guys need to find some fail harf like we did in the class. And then this is some vocabulary words, extra practice. So sarirun mean, anyone know? Bed. Qalamun mean, baitun, babun, masjidun, kitabun, book, miftahun, key, kursiyun, chair, maktabun, desk. So you guys can match it, okay? And this is going to help you. So every week you guys need to move on in your vocabulary. Now with these words, with these vocabulary words, if you just put haza, you can make a sentence. So you say haza, first one, kitabun. So haza kitabun, now you made a sentence. What is the translation? This is a book. This is a haza mean this is. Haza kitabun, this is a book. And next one would be haza babun, door. Haza baitun, this is a house. Haza kursiyun, this is a chair. Haza kittun, billun. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Billun. So haza kittun, this is a cat. So inshallah, that is going to be a fun activity for you guys. And then this is the vocabulary from last week. So keep revising them, and inshallah, that's gonna be very helpful. So with that, inshallah, we can end our session. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al-Hakim. Wa nafani wa iyyakum bi ayati wa zikril hakim. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifuna wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.